Hello guys! So as promised, I have another book haul this month, and this one is also basically just as big, I want to say. The first book I got is Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Lani Taylor. I'm not going to really go too much into this because I feel like I'm the last person on the planet to even read this book. Let me just say, for the record, I adore this cover, not for just the front, but the back. It's got, like, these feathers. Yeah, I'm a feather person. I love them. So, yeah. Anywho, the reason why I've been skeptical to read this is if you go on the Goodreads page or just anywhere else, almost every review said the same thing. They loved it, like, to the first, like, 200 to 300 pages, just the first part of it, basically. So, like, the first 200 or so pages. And then it just, like, whoa. And I'm guessing something happens or it just gets boring or I don't know what, but everyone says that at, like, that point it just kind of goes down. And then there's also equally just as many people that love and adore this book, and it is very highly rated, so I'm going to give this a shot and see how I feel about it. Hopefully I end up liking it, but that's just why I've been skeptical about it, because I've seen so many people say that. Next book I got, I've been wanting to pick up the series forever now, and I finally did, and that is The Heist Society by Ali Carter. I feel like also the only person that hasn't read this series either, and it's basically about a girl that's a thief, and what's not cool about that? I just read it and I knew I was going to love it, so, well, I didn't read it, but I read the synopsis and knew I was going to love it. So, the next book I picked up is Graceling by Kristen Cashore, and I just love it when I find an author whose name is similar to mine, even though that's Kristen and mine's Kirsten. Close enough. I love books with a really strong female lead, so this is exactly what this is about. A girl that has to, like, carry out basically the dirty work for the king and kill people because that's her grace, or what is it? I can't remember what they're called, but they're like, certain people are born with these talents, and that's hers, is she kills people. So, I mean, that's so cool. Like, not cool that you kill people, but I just think she just seems like a total baddie, so I'm like, I gotta read it. Alright, the next book that I picked up, I am, like, almost definitely sure I'm the last person to ever read this, and I've been saying that on all these. In fact, the next two books, I'm pretty sure I'm the last person to ever pick these up. But I finally did, and I'm planning on reading them, so you guys can't judge me for not reading them for very long. And that is The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. I have heard phenomenal things about this. I expect to cry just because that's how I am with books that deal with cancer. It's just a touchy subject. Second book I picked up, which is like about time, is Lola and the Boy Next Door by Stephanie Perkins. I've read Anna and the French Kiss by her, and I loved it. It's one of my favorite contemporary books, and everyone said if you loved that, you gotta read this. A lot of people like this one better, so I hope I do, and I just love that the girl's got, like, purple hair. I think that's awesome. So I probably will love this one just as much. I know her third one's coming out sometime this year, so I'm kind of excited about that, because when I was reading the synopsis, she said she kind of weaves in Anna and Lola and into that book along with the new characters, so I've got to read this so that at least I know what's going on when the third one comes out. Alright, the next book I picked up, this is like one of those on-the-whim buys, but I saw the author, and it is Kate Bryan, and before I show you the book, I think, what books did I read by her? It was, Megan Mead's Guide to the McGowan Boys, and I loved that book. So that being said, I picked up Shadowlands by Kate Bryan, like I mentioned. This book is about a girl who escapes an attack from a serial killer, and the serial killer also escapes, and I believe she is put into witness protection program along with her family. They relocate to, I think it was like a beach somewhere way far away so that they can get away from it. So I am very excited about this book. This book is another on the whim buy at Barnes & Noble. I might have purchased these at the same time. I can't remember. But that is Send Me a Sign by Tiffany Schmidt. And it looks like this. I hadn't even really seen any book reviews on this. I haven't seen anyone that I know read it, so this is totally an on-the-whim buy, but the synopsis just sounds so good to pass up. It's another one that I have a feeling I hope I don't cry, but the main character in here is diagnosed with a bad form of leukemia. The only person that, you know, she kind of really opens up to, she doesn't want anyone else to know, but I think it mentions that she opens up to, is it her best friend? I think it's like one of her best friends that's a guy. But she doesn't want to tell anyone else because she doesn't want to be pitied by anybody. So it just sounds like kind of a sad book, but also it has like a lighthearted feel to it. So I hope I like this and that I don't end up like a ball baby, because I hate doing that. Okay, this next book I've been seeing a lot of lately, and it's kind of funny because the paperback cover of this is so different from the hardcover for it, so I didn't know what I was expecting. So when I received this, I was looking at it and I'm like, I didn't order that. And then when I read the title, I'm like, oh. And that is Blood Red Road by Moira Young. I hope I said that right. Because if you've seen like the hardback for it, I think it's white with red. And then I got this, and it's just like blood red. And I think I end up liking this one better, actually. And what really threw me off is the series that this is called the Dustlands series, like the Dustlands trilogy, or I don't know how many books are going to be in it, but that's what threw me off, because I thought this was the title, not Blood Red Road. But I've heard so many great things about this lately. The next book I picked up, everyone's been reading this and loving it lately, so here's my chance to read it now. And that is My Life Next Door by Huntley Fitzpatrick. Probably not going to go too much into this because everyone has read it. If the title doesn't say it enough, it's about a girl who falls for the guy that lives next door to her, and I know there's a lot of like family issues that are tied into this, so I expect to probably like this book because everyone that's read it, I've not seen one bad review on it, so I'm really excited for that book. The next book I picked up is Cinder by Marissa Meyer. I've been very, very skeptical about this book. I know this is, like, everyone has said such amazing things about this, and it's kind of like a different take on Cinderella, because she's a cyborg or something, and it's just, I don't know. I just didn't think I'd be that into reading about cyborgs, but everyone says it's really not that, like, not what you would think, so I've just been told, go read it, judge it all you want after, but yeah. So, I mean, let me know, have you guys read this and liked it? I know almost everyone has read it and loved it, and they've already got the sequel and have read it, so I'm behind the curve yet again. Next book I got is also a new release, I believe, and it is called The Ruining by Anna Collomore. And when I read the synopsis of this, I really wanted to pick it up because it's got like a creepy, I just like books that have like a creepy element to it. And it's basically about this girl who goes to be a nanny for a family, a live-in nanny, and while she's there, she starts off like amazing, she starts falling for the guy next door, but then like kind of creepy things start happening to her. She's getting blamed for a lot of mistakes that she doesn't even remember making, and it mentions like her door becomes unhinged, creepy, and she feels like she's being watched. So it seems like she's getting like going to be terrorized kind of in this house, and that is just creepy, and it's got my name all over it. So I hope to read this one very, very soon because it's just, I've been wanting to read that one for a while. Alright, this last book I picked up is called Prom Prejudice by Elizabeth Eulberg. Carrie, I picked this up just for you. I love Pride and Prejudice. That is like my favorite classic. Oh my gosh, don't even get me started. I love Pride and Prejudice. I love the book. I love the movie that came out. Don't hate, because I know a lot of people hate the movie for some reason, but I love it, and I love the book. And I just read, what was it called? Epic Fell. And that deals, it's like a modern twist on it too. So I'm like, whoa, this would be really cool. I'm liking these modern twists on classics. And Carrie, you suggested this book. It says it's also kind of a modern retelling of Pride and Prejudice. And I want to read this one really soon. It's really thin, so it shouldn't take me like that time at all. And yeah, I'm really, really excited because I just love Pride and Prejudice. So thank you, Carrie. I would never have even probably come across this book if it wasn't for you. So thank you. Alright, so that is it. I tried to go through those as fast as I can. I hope to read a good portion of these very soon. I mean, it's being realistic. I'm not going to be able to read all of these in one shot, but I wish I could because that would be awesome. So, anywho, with that being said, I will talk to you guys later. So, bye!